Real reason Drew McIntyre won the Undisputed WWE Championship. 5 things WWE subtly told us on SmackDown in Berlin. Update on Stephanie Vaquer's injury status. Chris Jericho interested in working TNA amid WWE return rumors. WWE talent frustrated over Javon Evans' Raw contract signing being cut to commercial. WWE already discussing WrestleMania plans for Femi. Let's get started. Real reason Drew McIntyre won the Undisputed WWE Championship. On this week's episode of SmackDown, Drew McIntyre went to war with Cody Rhodes in a brutal 3 stages of hell match and walked out of the Uber Arena as the new Undisputed WWE Champion. Blood was spilled, limits were pushed, and for the first time in a long time, Cody Rhodes was left with nothing. The crowd felt it. WWE felt it. This wasn't a fluke, it was a statement. And here are 3 reasons why Drew McIntyre leaving Germany with the gold made all the sense in the world. Number 3. Cody Rhodes' championship run had run its course. Cody's reign was iconic, but even the greatest stories hit a point where they stopped surprising people. For months, Rhodes played the unstoppable hero, and eventually that formula started to feel predictable. Taking the title off Cody injects new life into the main event scene and pushes him into unfamiliar territory. No crown, no safety net, just desperation. And sometimes the most dangerous version of Cody Rhodes is the one with everything to lose. Number 2. WWE finally erased the clash at the Castle Stain. Fans never forgot Drew McIntyre coming up short in Wales. That moment haunted his career, and WWE knew it. Berlin felt like redemption. The reaction McIntyre got when he landed that final Claymore wasn't just loud, it was validating. Europe has always treated Drew like a top guy, and this win felt less like a booking decision and more like overdue justice for a man who carried the company when it mattered most. Number 1. It clears the runway for Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu has been terrorizing SmackDown, and attaching a championship to that feud would have held it back. Now, there's nothing to protect. With the title out of the picture, Cody versus Fatu becomes pure chaos, pride, vengeance, and survival. Fatu didn't just cost Cody a championship, he threatened the Rhodes legacy, and that kind of story doesn't need gold, it needs violence. 5 things WWE subtly told us on SmackDown in Berlin. WWE SmackDown in Berlin didn't just end a show, it flipped the entire brand on its head. Drew McIntyre shocking the world by taking the Undisputed Championship from Cody Rhodes instantly reshaped SmackDown's future. But that wasn't the only story hiding in plain sight. From surprise pins to tense confrontations, WWE quietly laid the groundwork for what's coming next. Here are 5 major messages WWE subtly sent during SmackDown in Berlin, whether fans noticed or not. Number 5. Jacob Fatu may have just turned heel. Jacob Fatu finally resurfaced after a mysterious backstage attack, but his return came with chaos. While targeting Drew McIntyre in the main event, Fatu unintentionally sabotaged Cody Rhodes' title defense. When Cody stepped in, Fatu didn't hesitate, he took him out. Costing a clear babyface the championship and showing zero remorse strongly suggests WWE has officially flipped the switch. Jacob Fatu looks locked in as a heel going forward. Number 4. Jade Cargill versus Jordynne Grace is already brewing. Jordynne Grace made an immediate statement by flattening Alba Fyre in her SmackDown debut. But the real moment came afterward. As Grace headed backstage, WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill stopped her on the stage, making it clear that SmackDown is her territory. That brief stare down felt intentional and very loud. WWE may have just planted the first seed for a blockbuster women's feud. Number 3. WWE has given up on Uncle Howdy and Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six clashed with the MFT in tag team action, but the result raised eyebrows. Tama Tonga pinning Uncle Howdy, the faction's leader, sent a troubling message. For a group built on dominance and mystique, having its centerpiece eat the loss doesn't scream confidence from creative. Despite holding tag gold, the booking suggests WWE's faith in the faction may already be slipping. Number 2. Aleister Black will be out for the foreseeable future. Following his brutal ambulance match loss to Damian Priest, Aleister Black was nowhere to be found on SmackDown. WWE replayed footage of the match, but Priest was the only one featured in new segments, including a backstage moment with Drew McIntyre. Black's absence strongly points to him being written off TV for the foreseeable future. Number 1. Randy Orton versus Trick Williams feels inevitable. Randy Orton's SmackDown appearance was electric, with the Berlin crowd chanting his theme before he even spoke. That energy shifted quickly when Trick Williams stepped up to him. The exchange turned heated fast, pushing Orton to snap, and despite interference from The Miz, the Viper stood tall. The tension felt too real to ignore, making it clear WWE is teasing a future collision between Orton and Trick Williams. Update on Stephanie Vaquer's injury status. WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer is dealing with a legitimate ankle injury, and fans first noticed something was wrong when she appeared on Raw wearing a protective boot. The injury comes shortly after Vaquer survived a brutal triple threat title defense against Raquel Rodriguez and Nikki Bella. On Raw, Vaquer addressed the situation head-on, making it clear she's not backing down. She revealed that the injury stemmed from an attack by Rodriguez, but confirmed it's not serious enough to sideline her long-term. Most importantly, Vaquer will not be vacating the Women's World Championship and plans to continue competing. However, new footage tells a tougher story. Vaquer recently posted updates to her Instagram story, showing significant bruising around her ankle, followed by another clip of her receiving treatment at a medical clinic. While the injury isn't career-threatening, it's clear she's still in the recovery phase. For now, Vaquer remains champion, but it may be a little while before fans see her back in action inside the ring. Chris Jericho interested in working TNA amid WWE return rumors. Chris Jericho's next move might shock fans, and it may not be WWE. Despite recent buzz hinting at a possible WWE return, a new insider report suggests Jericho has his eyes locked on TNA wrestling instead. On the January 8, 2026 episode of the Final Bell Media podcast, Andrew Baydala revealed that the former AEW World Champion is seriously interested in working with TNA, throwing a major curveball into the ongoing speculation. Baydala noted that while WWE has teased Jericho's name, fueling rumors after a cryptic nod ahead of the January 5th episode of Monday Night Raw, the reality behind the scenes may be far more complicated. According to Baydala, there's heavy chatter from people in the know, with Jericho reportedly open to TNA as a real option moving forward. The timing couldn't be bigger. Baydala pointed out that Jericho appearing on TNA's first ever AMC episode on January 15th would be a massive statement, calling him one of the few available stars capable of instantly changing the company's momentum. And Jericho himself? He's not exactly shutting anything down. When asked directly about a return during a recent YouTube livestream, Jericho simply smiled and said, "You never know." With WWE dropping hints, AEW staying quiet, and TNA suddenly in the mix, Jericho's next chapter is wide open, and possibly his most unpredictable yet. Would you rather see Chris Jericho shock the world on TNA's AMC debut, or make one last major run back in WWE? Leave your thoughts in the comments. WWE talent frustrated over Javon Evans' Raw contract signing being cut to commercial. WWE quietly signed Javon Evans to Monday Night Raw, and that might be the problem. Fans never saw it on TV. Instead, WWE ran Evans' Raw contract signing during a commercial break, and according to backstage reports, that decision left a lot of people scratching their heads. On WrestleVotes Radio via Fightful Select, Joey Votes revealed that multiple WWE talents and staff were genuinely confused about why such a major milestone was hidden from the broadcast. One source reportedly felt the moment should have been showcased on television, saying it stripped Evans of what could have been a big, defining introduction to the Raw audience. And to be clear, this isn't WWE cooling off on Javon Evans. The company is still said to be very high on him, but that didn't stop the frustration over how sloppy the rollout felt. Joey didn't mince words either, calling the move a complete miss. In his view, if you're signing a rising star to Raw, you give him the spotlight, not a commercial break. There was another theory though. Co-host TC suggested WWE may have done this intentionally, banking on the moment blowing up online instead of airing live. WWE has been pushing more internet-exclusive content lately, and this could have been part of that strategy. Even then, TC admitted it didn't quite land the way they likely hoped. Ironically, the plan may have half worked. People are talking about Javon Evans now, just not for the reasons WWE probably wanted. And then came the cherry on top. Joey pointed out that the contract folder used in the segment still had the old Raw logo on it, making the entire moment feel rushed and unpolished. Good intentions or not, insiders see this as a blown opportunity. If WWE truly wants Javon Evans to be the next breakout star, moments like this can't be treated as background noise. So what do you guys think? Should WWE have aired Javon Evans' Raw signing on TV? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. WWE already discussing WrestleMania plans for Femi after NXT exit. WWE clearly isn't slow playing Femi. They're already eyeing him for the biggest stage possible. According to WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select, WWE's creative team has been tossing around major WrestleMania ideas with Femi's name attached, and that's wild considering he hasn't even debuted on the main roster yet. Joey Votes revealed that this isn't the usual rookie gets a cameo situation. Creative is talking real, high-profile WrestleMania plans, which is almost unheard of for someone straight out of the Performance Center, and here's where it gets crazy. One potential idea mentioned was a non-title WrestleMania match against Brock Lesnar. The host suggested Brock could be the one to help legitimize Oba on the spot, giving him that instant WrestleMania-level credibility. No confirmation, no guarantees, but the fact this is even being discussed says everything about how highly WWE views Femi. For WWE to even consider placing him in a marquee WrestleMania match this early signals one thing: they see him as a future monster star. So what do you guys think? Should WWE pull the trigger and fast-track Femi to WrestleMania? And would you want to see him collide with Brock Lesnar? Leave your thoughts down in the comments.